Welcome to episode 19 of Randall Vision. I am your host, Randall. Different format today. I'm going to read a story from 3 years ago. September 28th, 2018. That time I watched a raccoon die in my front yard. Tuesday morning is when the garbage man makes his rounds. Taking a look out the window is what led to my discovery of the terminal beast. I had a few bags to haul to the curb, which sent me outside to investigate the situation. At first, it appeared to be deceased, likely roadkill during the previous night. Upon closer inspection, I could see its tiny, shallow breaths. I'm sure it could sense my presence. It produced a pathetic little whimper. Based upon the evidence before me, this was in fact a dying raccoon. It was a great day to die. This was one of the very first days of autumn. Seasonably, the morning was overcast, as it had felt to be for an entire week. A light rain fell intermittently throughout the day. What I found remarkable and comforting was how warm it had remained in spite of the rain. The temperature was in the low to mid-70s even before noon. I thought this creature to be lucky, having been spared from enduring yet another long and brutal winter. I couldn't imagine a happier ending than fading from our world, enveloped by summer's final caress. My initial encounter was prior to 8 a.m. Without much coffee in me by this point, I was already trying to formulate disposal plans. For at first, I assumed it was dead. Do I scoop it up into a contractor bag for the trash man to take? Do I call animal control? The matter was complicated further by the beast retaining some life. By noon, the contemplation had ended. By noon, the contemplation had ceased. The critter's suffering had ended. With the speed of flipping a light switch, an animal worthy of sympathy and compassion transformed into a revolting, rotting carcass. I was astonished by how quickly that there was maggots spewing forth from one of its haunches. Around 5 or so, I mustered the motivation to dispose of the body. I couldn't leave it laying around for fear of Pinky messing with it and or possibly contracting a disease. I suited up for the chore. Boots, gloves, and a handkerchief mask to block the early smell of rot. I used a shovel to shimmy the rigid corpse into a trash can I had laid on its side, next to the dead raccoon. With a not quite intact lid in place, I hauled the can down into the woods. The woods were still thick with weeds, for we have not yet seen the first frost. Once I was satisfied that I had ventured further than Pinky would wander on her own, I overturned the can and left the deceased raccoon in its final resting place. That's it. Quick story. Remember, you're a sovereign individual. Do it thou wilt.